Hey guys, it's Klapak on Gemmy Master Animatronics, and right now what I have to review is the Sensational Boogie Bass Singing Fish. Now, this one is actually pretty interesting to talk about, and this fish, he's actually a pretty cool fish. I'm really happy that I have one, and it's honestly one of my most favorite fish ever. And so, I mean, there's kind of an interesting story. Like, I mean, well, I'll just say this first. Like, how I got it, though. Oh, by the way, came with this box. I will show everything in just a little bit. So, how I got it, my friend, got it for me from eBay at the time. It was actually a gift for my 19th birthday. Cause I mean, I mentioned the fact that I wanted a boogie bass, and I wanted one for quite some time, pretty much ever since I discovered it again. And there's a specific reason why I say again, which I will get to in just a second. But yeah, I mean, this one, I actually remember the price too. He got it for 35 bucks. And the listing claimed that it was like brand new in box, but you could kind of tell it wasn't actually like brand new in box or whatever. But I mean, it actually looked really nice. I mean, as you could see, it still looks really nice, which I would not have really expected. I mean, there's some that look decent, and then there's some that are completely just really bad, because I want to say it's like some sort of generation or something, or variant, I don't know, but there's some out there, depending on where you put it or something like that, it's like over time they'll start to deteriorate on you, the skin, and fall apart. So yeah. And he's actually a pretty cool fish. I really dig this fish. So now, the reason why I said again about like discovering it, the reason why I said that is because my father used to have one, and I didn't realize this, because it's like been so long, because like I was real little, and it's not like I would remember something 100%, from being real little, you know what I mean, because sometimes that's just how it is. But so this was when I was discovering more about, singing fish and everything. And that's when I, found it. And so, yeah, my father used to have one, but it was in the garage, and same with that Billy Bass Fasttail variant that I have. If any of you guys have seen my YouTube channel, I have mentioned it a few times before on there, about how he had that too. Both of them were in the garage, because when I was like real little, like I said in my intro video, if there's people who haven't seen it, I mean, you'll find out. Animatronics, does not matter what it was, for whatever reason, I just hated them. They scared me as a kid. I did not like them. Even the fish, I don't know why, but yeah, I just didn't like them. So my father ended up having to put them in the garage because I was terrified of them. And yeah, so then, over time, the boogie bass that he had started deteriorating and falling apart and everything. So he had to throw it away. And he still had the Billy Bass. He's had that thing, of course. Some of you guys might already know that, and then he gave it to me. So it's mine now. But anyway, so yeah, that's what happened. And I didn't really realize that my father had it until I discovered it, because at first I was like, that fish looks really familiar. Why do I feel like I've seen that before? And then that's when I, realized, I was like, didn't my dad have this one? Because I remembered that he had two of them, but I just didn't remember which one it was. So then I asked my father, and I showed him, like, didn't you have this fish? And then he's like, yeah, that's my old one that like fell apart and everything, and so that's how I remembered that, and found all that out. And then ever since then, because I discovered what it did, you know, and everything, and then I was like, man, I really, really want one, you know, because I thought it was really, really cool, and plus the fact that my dad had it, you know, when I was younger too, that kind of plays a part, even though I was terrified of that crap when I was real little and everything, but still, it's like, that'd be really cool to have that fish. And this one has been probably my most wanted fish for a while, you know. And I never got to get one. And I was, and even like if I did get one, I would at least hope it looked decent, you know, because there's a lot of them that look really bad, you know, because of the skin that can sometimes deteriorate on you, depending on, you know, where you put it, you know, and it placed, if it's like gets too hot or gets too cold, that's a really bad idea. So it's good to keep them in a decent spot. But anyway, so yeah, I think, well, actually, when I think about it, I think there's like some sort of generation, I'm not really sure, but I heard something about it being some generation that where the skin falls apart or something like that, but I don't know. But anyway, so with this guy, I didn't expect it to look like how it did, you know, it actually looks really nice. And so when I first tested it, you know, I was actually so excited when I saw this show. I was like, oh my god, you know, I'm getting a boogie bass. And I think this was actually the first fish that I got after coming back, I want to say. I'm pretty sure, yeah. But anyway, so when I tested it, nothing was really moving. I mean, there were a couple times where the mouth would move, like just a little hair, but yeah, overall pretty much like nothing was moving. You could hear the motors going off and stuff, but nothing was moving. And I remember I did make a video, it was like right after I got home that day too, or something like that, and I made a video on it, and you could see that it just wasn't really moving. But so I had to fix him. Sorry, I heard something weird. Anyway, so I had to fix him. I had to fix everything. And now this was before I knew about like this little part right here, you know, like apparently from what I heard you could like carefully take that part off, and it's like the face comes off, and like you could take the mechanism out. And same with Louie too. I didn't know that with the Think Tech fish that like you could do that. So what I did on both of those, and keep in mind this one I got before the Louie, for those who don't know. But yeah, okay, sorry. Anyway, so I had to cut the skin in the back, and I kind of thought that was like the only way to do it, but it's like, I mean, when you put it back on the plaque and stuff, it's not even noticeable like that it's cut back there or anything. You know, you gotta like do it just like a little bit. You don't have to do it like too much or anything, just enough to where you can access the mechanism if you want to do it that way, or you can do it this way. I guess either or works, but so yeah, I mean, I kind of just cut the skin a little bit in the back, and I managed to get in there. And it's really weird because like the mechanism on this thing is interesting. It's like one motor's, well, it's kind of like a Louie, except with, you know, because both of them have one motor facing one way and another motor facing the other way for the head and tail, except for this one is actually, it's like one gearbox. And at first I was thinking that maybe it would be something like a Billy Bass mechanism, but it's actually kind of different in a sense. That, I mean, that's a difference, but at first I was like, what the heck, this is how this one is, you know, and it just kind of took me by surprise. But and then yeah, so I fixed those, and I fixed the mouth. The mouth was kind of hard to get into though for me. I mean, I don't know, it just was kind of tricky. But I'm trying to think if there's anything I have to say, like anything else I have to say. Yeah, I mean, he still works alright. Oh, freaking A, is my battery gonna die? Oh my god. Well, the battery died on my camera here, but anyway, as I was trying to say, works perfect. And so, yeah, I want to see if I can move this thing because I kind of need to stand in a certain spot. I thought I just shut this off. What the heck? Okay. But anyway, so yeah, he works perfectly. And I'm really glad I was able to fix him up and stuff. Sorry, I'm just trying to move this camera too, by the way, because it's in a certain spot that I want to get to, so I can film this fish and everything. But yeah, so he actually works really good. And so we're going to get to this box here. I'm going to show you his box first, and then we will get to the fish. So, okay, now the box. Here's the box. I mean, this little cardboard part right here, it's still kind of, there's just there, but it says, ideaplanet.com, the sensational boogie bass, the amazing lifelike, singing and dancing fish. I tap my tail, I turn my head to sing and tell jokes as seen on TV. And then this says, watch boogie bass come to life when your movement is detected nearby. He taps his tail and turns his head to sing and tell jokes. Then there's the try me, push my button to watch me sing and dance. Hilarious songs, song parodies to Pretty Woman and Limbo Rock. 9 funny one-liners, motion activated, 17 inches long, battery operated with on and off switch, batteries included. Which, you know what, when I received this too, there legit was batteries in this, but I don't know. That's kind of dusty up there, but I'll clean that later. The sensational boogie bass. Yep. The amazing lifelike singing and dancing fish. But yeah, that's the top. This is the front. Whoop. Now here's a side. The sensational boogie bass. The amazing lifelike singing and dancing fish. There's also a commercial of this guy too, and some other clips of him. Yeah, so the sensational boogie bass. The amazing lifelike singing and dancing fish. But yeah, that pretty much concludes the box. I'm sorry. The sensational boogie bass. This is the back. That's everything on the back. Oh wow. I don't think I've ever paid attention to the back. You had to unscrew. What the heck? Wow. Okay. And as you could tell, Think Tech. But yeah, that's the box. Now we're gonna get to this fish here. So here's the fish itself. I did put the batteries in. He takes 4 Cs. Now, here's the back of the plaque right here. This is what it all looks like. Here's a stand, battery compartment, speaker. That is the adapter jack, and apparently it takes 6 volt, but I heard something about that's like the adapters being too much for some of these guys, so I mean but yeah, so that is the on and off switch. By the way, that sensor on this doesn't even work. I remember I tried it and like the only thing happened was like the tail went up and wouldn't go back down. And then I tried it again and then like nothing else happened. It was so weird. And I was gonna do a demo video of it that way one day, but I remember, well, I did a demo video of it, and it's still up, and I remember, I think the only thing I really said was like, oh, it just did a weird thing, and then, yeah, I couldn't do it through motion sensor. But yeah, that's the CDS on for sensor, and then right now it's off, and then I gotta turn it on, and when I turn it on, it like does this weird like jerk thing, you know, because the power's on, or whatever you call it. But sorry, I don't put you guys down, but I don't really like to do that, but I had to use 2 hands for the stand here. But yeah, we I need to clean him. He was been hanging on my wall with my other fish, but see? Now, here we go.
Hey, take a picture of a last wonder. Excuse me, what are you looking at? You never saw a talking fish on a plaque before? Pardon me, but could you let me know if you see that cat around here again?
Another thing too, I mean, I thought this fish was honestly gonna be like louder than it actually is, but apparently not. But
If it wouldn't be too much trouble, you should really look into a humidifier. It's dry in here.
and then, you know, there's Louis the largemouth bass, and he was pretty loud.
Pretty fishy. What a lovely bass, pretty fishy. How can you walk past pretty fishy? Well, I'm the one you just can't throw back. That's why I'm hanging here on a plaque. Oh, pretty fishy. Oh, what is that smell? I must say, I'm the best looking thing hanging in this house. I'm just curious, do people ever dust? All the fishes in the sea, they are all jealous of me. I can wiggle, I can sing, they just do the swimming thing. I'm the coolest that they come, hang around just like a bum. I use batteries, not gas, I'm the funky boogie bass.
My dog's barking. Enzo, stop it. Sorry.
Must have had some bad flounder. Hey, baby, how about a kiss?
I want to say that's all of them. I'm not 100%. Oh, yeah, I was right.
Pretty fishy, what a lovely bass, pretty fishy. How can you walk past pretty fishy? Well, I'm the one you just can't throw back. That's why I'm hanging here on a plaque. Oh, pretty fishy.
I feel like this is a really long video. I don't even know how long I was talking for. But I mean, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say about it, and that pretty much concludes it. I mean, overall, I'm very happy to have a Boogie Bass now. And yeah, so I hope that you guys enjoyed this review overall, and thank you guys so much for watching.